All right, camera's rolling.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Mach 1 Method. This is Coach RJ.
Coach Big Bad Bob.
Coach Patrick.
Coach Jason.
And today we're going to talk to you about what makes a great gym community. So, tell me a little bit about what you guys think community is and, aspects that would be, labeled as great and maybe not so great.
I think community shares a common interest or goal. So being in a gym, that's kind of an easy one where they want to come in, they want to feel, like-minded. Everyone's working towards a similar goal of whether that's improved health, getting stronger, something like that. They're looking to improve their overall well-being. And I think that brings in people together to create that community. And then the culture of which, the gym provides, like, is it more grungy, hardcore? Is it more sports specific? Is it more bodybuilding? Like, those kind of things bring it to the next level. And then the environment associated by like the coaching and the staff. Like, do you have support when you're there? Is it member support? Just kind of being able to like find yourself relating and wanting to be there really creates that community.
I feel like in one thing we have to talk about when talking about what makes a great gym community is what makes a shitty gym community.
Yeah.
And to me, I've been, whether I've worked there or just worked out there, and I've seen gyms where to me it's just like another common word, young kid word is like the ick. It gives me the ick. Did I use that word right, Bob?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, good. It's when everyone in the gym is like cliquey and judgy, and there's like gossip, and like, just to be straightforward, like people are like sleeping with each other, and like there's just like, there's just a bunch of that going on, and it just makes it feel like you're like, why am I here? Like, it's just like a toxic environment. And it's like, you go to the gym to be around people like you mentioned, who are like-minded, who are motivating, who are supportive of one another, and that's why you're going, is to become the best version of yourself. Why are you gonna then go to somewhere that's going to provide a source of negativity, a source of toxicity, make maybe you feel bad about yourself because how other people view themselves and how that reflects on you? Maybe they're like, oh, you're not one of us and whatever. Now, I'd say those places are probably more far and few between than not, thankfully. Like, overall, the gym community, I think, is a positive one, but that's what I think would make a really terrible one. And like, I've seen it where it's just like, it makes you like, I don't want to be here anymore. And people with BO.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, I think to your point about like, the gym is a place for people to get away from, like the day-to-day work stress and maybe family stress or life stress. So like having a place that you can, go to just like relieve you of, all of that tension, would make something more toxic. So like you said, like, why am I surrounding a place that's going to add more stress to my already, stressful, day-to-day activities?
Doing stressful activities like lifting heavy weights.
Yeah.
More stressed out.
So and I would touch on like cleanliness too, possibly. Where you definitely want to go to a gym that's like well put together, organized, like things have a place. You're not going there like walking on eggshells, like, I don't want to touch this piece of equipment, or So those would be two big items for me, like like a warm, welcoming group, and the cleanliness of the gym. That would make for like a great space to be involved in.
Yeah, I agree with like the welcomeness of a gym too, like where it's like you don't feel like you earned your place there. It's like, I feel like a gym that's cool is like when you walk in, you feel like you've already earned your place, rather than like, I've been to some gyms that are like private, where like you go there and it's almost like a hierarchy where it's like, oh, you can't talk to so and so because they're stronger than everybody, and like you have to like, I don't even know, it's like weird, like all the people glaze him or her, and then like they don't even recognize you, and it's just like this whole thing. Like, I just think it's weird. It's like, we're not like,
Even as like a drop in, like, you should be able to like, I guess, even as like a drop in, like I would want to be able to like drop into a space, like the owners are there, like everyone's like, oh yeah, I can help you do this, or if you need like help like finding a piece of equipment, go there. And I think for us, like when somebody walks into our space, like all of us are on the floor, we can assist like anybody who comes in. So glazing ourselves, but essentially like that, those would be things like if I'm stepping into a place, like I would want that, for me as well.
I think that's such a good point with the drop-ins, and like you can go on our Google reviews, and I think it's just a testament to how good of a job we've done at creating a great, clean, motivating, supportive gym environment where we've had people leave Google reviews. They literally just come one time and they're like, "Oh, I wish I lived closer." Like we have plenty of people who have said that publicly, and I think it's just a testament to like how good of a job we've done. Give ourselves a little pat on the back right there.
Pounds in the chat.
Oh yeah, pounds. But I think because we hold certain standards like really high, and I think like you touched on like big ones is like supportiveness, cleanliness, like and welcoming. Like you have those three things, and automatically, like you mentioned, Bob, is like you if it's your first day, you walk in and you already feel like you're welcome part of the crew.
Yeah, I guess for like someone, like maybe we can kind of spin it around for someone who's new to the gym. They're like walking into a space like ours is like a little more group fitness, but what about like a general membership? I've never really been a part of like a general member gym. Like what does that experience look like?
Oh, like a commercial gym.
We're talking to like a commercial gym versus like a boutique or like private setting like we have.
I think the same principles do apply there. You want something that's clean where you don't feel like you're going to get like ringworm or like the HIV or the ick or whatever, right? Like you want to feel like it's not too intimidating where like there's an arrogance just like in the room of like, I've been here the longest, I'm the strongest, don't talk to me. Like you want a place that provides something that you can relate to and feel welcome to. And that might look like a free weight section that has lighter weights. That might look like, hey, we have more machines, so that way like I can just let the machine guide me, and I don't have to have that barbell intimidation because I didn't develop that skill set yet. So like having a variety of equipment, I think, goes a long way as well when it comes to walking into the gym. It's like your first impression is like you only get one chance to do that, right? So like when you come in and you see all this intimidating stuff, do you feel welcomed, or do you feel like, hey, that was scary, but Big Bad Bob was all smiley at the front desk and he gave me a tour of the gym, and like I realized like how supportive that was, and like like it gets rid of that intimidation factor. I think that plays a big part in it as well. It's just like there's a lot of the same because you're in a gym at the end of the day.
I think kind of to that point is, it's on the gym and it's on the staff and the community to create like a culture and an environment that is welcoming and all the things that we've talked about. But at least in where we're at in New Jersey, where it's so saturated, there's so many different options. I think it's also like what makes a great community in general is subjective. The person coming to the gym has to be willing to be a part of that community. And like, I think back to, time when we worked at the same gym, and like that gym was like a lot of like senior citizens, and that environment, like I remember like my last couple months there, like I was feeling really sluggish and just like bored. Like that environment just wasn't doing it for me. It doesn't mean that it was like that for everyone else. Like that environment was probably really great for a certain clientele, but for me it was just demotivating to both work and work out there. So that the culture shifted for me. So I think the subjectivity of it's on you as like the buyer, the client, the member, whatever it is, that you're finding something that speaks to you. And again, where we're at, there's a lot of options. So thankfully, like you'll probably find it. But if you're searching for the environment that's best for you, like it's definitely out there.
I think it's funny that you brought that up because it is a older demographic at that gym, and there's a lot of cardio equipment, like more treadmills than anyone will ever need, no matter how big your facility is, right? And it caters to the let's get our steps in, let's just be healthy, let's be active. We don't necessarily need to work out or train, we just need to not be sedentary, right? And it did a really good job catering to that demographic. And from a business perspective, like you're giving the audience what they would generally look forward to. But I've been trying to, since when I first started there, like develop a little bit more of that performance realm and get some more athletes in that door. And you know pushing and shoving for years, and after we finally left, they wound up getting an Olympic lifting platform, but that wound up going in the corner of the spin room, like in a very isolated, not like inclusive area. And they're like, all right, we'll give them what they want, but like we're not going to put it on the floor to like
We're almost gonna give them
yeah,
what they
we're
want.
almost going to give them. And it's just like
Make it inconvenient.
exactly, it's like it's there if you want it, but like
You
we
don't
don't
want
really
this.
want to showcase this, right? But fast forward to not kind of boasting about ourselves, but like we have 7 weightlifting platforms, but we also have physical therapy in the same 20 feet vicinity, right? Where you can get someone who's in like an elderly demographic who's working on just like balance and general strength and health, while we're out here sending it and getting ready for a national meet on an Olympic lifting platform, or Bobby's out here slamming a house on the ground, or like we,
But honestly, those
Slamming
people
it
are also
myself.
getting after in their own way.
for sure, exactly. So that's like a big part of it, is like it's inclusive, where like we're not restricting anyone to like no one's putting baby in the corner. It's, hey, you need something that's going to inspire you through the physical therapy window. When you look outside off the table, like I want to get back there. Like that's a big part of like the big windows, the big doors we have, is like I want to be there. Like I don't want to be on this rehab table. I don't like want to feel like I'm broken. Like I'm included. I'm out on the gym floor. I'm lifting with the athletes. Meanwhile, like you could have an 80-year-old person who just is like, I need to work on hip stability. Like they're doing standing clocks, and Bobby's like, I need to work on hip strength, and I need to pick up 600 pounds for reps.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think it's such a quick thing that you just said. Oh, sorry, I'll
No, you're
let
good,
you
you're
go.
good.
Just a really quick thing that you glossed over, but I think is like really cool about our space is that nothing is like in the corner away. Like everything is open for everyone. And I think that's just like a really cool thing. Like you just like quickly glossed over, but it's so underrated, I think, to just everything's accessible for anyone.
Absolutely.
I was gonna add what Pat was saying. Like, I feel like you see the community really like showcased when we did our like battle buddy and like liftoff stuff. Was like are those events where everyone's all together, all the dogs are out, and it's like everyone, with everyone from every background of like just getting in year 1 to year 10 of lifting or whatever. We all just came together and did like a really fun event, and it was like a lot of fun. Like everyone's cheering for each other. No matter, and some people probably never even interacted with each other yet. Like morning people were seeing night people, night people were seeing morning people. Like it was a big crossover episode. It was really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really those events are like my favorite. Like seeing everyone all together.
And
Events is like another huge thing that makes the culture.
absolutely, like hosting these events, like we do our annual fundraiser, we do our annual liftoff for our anniversary, like having these events where people can come together, and like they're like, I've never met this person because I come at 6 a.m. and this person comes at 6 p.m. every day. It's like, oh, you're also a member here. Oh, we have so much in common. We're sharing a barbell for the first time. Like that builds the community. And then when we have stuff like these nutrition seminars where like it's one off, it's not part of a class, like you can come in and you can share like your success stories with these people, or you can learn a similar tactic to like improve your goals. And going back to a previous podcast episode where we talked about like following like your North Star, like they can be on that same journey and never really meet each other, and then like a year goes by and they're like, hey, remember me from the liftoff? And then like they both have success stories they can share.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to touch on. Is I don't know if we mentioned it in the last podcast that we talked about the motivation and the discipline, but having a community could further emphasize like being more disciplined, holding each other accountable. Like you show up and you got like the same group that you train with, like, oh, you going to class today? I wasn't going to, but now that you texted me, yeah, I'll go in.
Absolutely.
So like getting some people who are like-minded, trying to push each other to just be better people, and that's
I think I made most of my friends either through the gym or like planning to go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I've seen you at the gym before, and you just happen to run into you at this random event. Like, we hit it off. You want to lift together on Monday? Sure, and then like we spend an hour together and we're chit chatting, we're lifting, we're sharing that similar interest again, and like, now you're best friends with this person that you met on accident because it was a familiar face in the gym.
Yeah.
I know the youth kids, I think, actually have a Snapchat group chat with all each other, and they all plan. Yeah, they plan to come to the gym at the same time. Like they showed me the group chat. And it's like them talking about like what time. Oh my bad. I was like, hold my mic. And like they showed me the group chat, like their Snapchat group chat, and it was like on their phone, and like they're all planning, like, hey, what time, like, are you guys going at 6? Are you guys going to what time are you guys going which day? And like, oh, we have like squats this day, like let's go in, like, it's cool. Like when they showed me that, like to them it's probably like nothing, it's probably just like a group chat, but like I was like, wow, that's really actually awesome.
There's
like,
a reason they thought about it.
yeah, so it was like really cool to see that, like they've got the community and the youth kids and the older generations as well. We're goated.
For the old folks, Snapchat is a social media app. Look how inclusive we are.
But yeah, I think, like we've all been saying, like getting a community, finding a facility that, supports that community, like having it open, finding people who are like pushing one another are all like super essential, for training. And, again, like selfishly speaking, like one of the things we highlight, like to someone who's coming through our doors, is the community aspect. Like, yes, we have all of the fancy equipment, we got the nice facility, but I think our community like is all of the things. Like they support one another, they're pushing each other. We go to events and they're having a great time. They're a lot of fun. Like our Saturday, like class is awesome when everybody's getting after it. So I'm surrounded by pecs right now. I don't know if you guys can. I'm looking both ways. I'm like, I can't go anywhere.
But that's also something to like highlight as well. Our Saturday morning group has been together.
Boot camp has been together
like, since before Mach 1 existed.
Yeah.
Right? Like the founding people that have stayed with that Saturday, like originally started working out together back in like 2017. Right? They went through COVID. They went through 4 different facility changes, being like where the original group was and the 3 that we went through. Right? So it's like all of these things long lasted because of the community, and like it was, hey, Saturday morning I'm gonna see these familiar faces. I know like it's built into my schedule. Like I've had people schedule their vacations around like, oh, I want to get into that Saturday morning class and I'm going to travel Saturday evening, just because it mattered to them and they didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to see everybody, to do the workout, to like share that positive experience and be part of that community. Like it really has a lot of value.
Yeah, like the social aspect of being in the gym, equally as important as like the physical. Like we work out, build muscle, get stronger, but just hanging with some friends, getting that social environment, kicking it, just having a good time. That's super important. Well, for people.
Anything?
Yeah. Anybody got anything else? Comments? Pecs? Just pecs.
Just pecs.
All right. So yeah, wrapping it up. Community, super important. Finding yourself within a group that challenges you and holds you accountable. Could be like the missing link. That you're missing in your training.
Awesome.
Yeah. So on that note, Mach 1 method.
Mach 1 out.
Boom.